What's up? What's up? Who dat? Who dat? Welcome to a special Sunday morning edition. Let's go. Let's go. I got my guys. Mr. H-Town Chris. What's up, my boy?
What's up? Great day yesterday. Let's keep winning some money today.
Yeah, that's a great thing. What's up? And of course, the voice himself, Mr. Dave Robin. What's up, Dave?
What's going on, man? Who dat? We've been waiting for this, y'all. We've been waiting
Sorry,
for a
bro.
long time.
I'm hyped. You know, we talk about this, we talk about that. At the end of the day, it's NFL's back. We're ready to go. Let's do this. So let's dive into it right quick. What y'all looking forward to today in the NFL?
Oh, man. Chris, you want to start on this?
Obviously, Houston and Baltimore. That's one I'm going to keep an eye on. Really curious about the Saints game. Panthers, Falcons, I'm interested in. I really want to see Sam Howell and the Commanders.
I know Dave's looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Kind of want to see how the Jags come out against the Colts. Interested in that one. And then Cincy and the Browns.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy you bring that up, Chris, because I tell you, listen, y'all, I call him H. I'm not calling him Chris. H, I tell you what, it's crazy you bring that up because, you know, Cleveland has owned Cincinnati the last couple of years.
Yeah. And Deshaun Watson gets a full start this year. I mean, it wasn't, like what we dealt with last year, him coming in mid-season, not really getting acclimated to the offense. I mean, so Deshaun Watson now with a full offseason.
Yeah, it's going to help. It's definitely going to help. I'm interested in that Monday night game. The Jets and the Bills. Woo.
Yeah.
It's gonna. They coming out the gate hot.
Yeah, that's.
They're coming out the gate hot. Go ahead, Dave. Go ahead.
Hey, no, I'm with you, Richie. The scheduling, man, I like that one. I mean, like Chris made some good points too. I like that San Francisco-Pittsburgh game as well. I mean, that's one that everybody's expecting Pittsburgh to be a little better in year two of Pickett with that defense. And San Francisco is obviously a contender. Brock Purdy, can he keep doing what he did last year? But no, I like a sleeper game like the Panthers and Falcons. I mean, look. If that wasn't on while our game was on, I'd be watching that game just to see all the young players,
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, man. I tell you, they got a lot of interesting games. I'm curious on what's the ratings going to be for the new YouTube taking over with the NFL Sunday Ticket.
I did subscribe to that, by the way.
You did? What's it going for now, H? Because I haven't yet.
When I bought it, it was back in June, and you got like $100 off. But it was like $350.
Even with the $100 off?
Even with
wow. Yeah. So that's ridiculous. So they're making money. I mean, they paid a lot for it to get it away. They paid a lot of money to get it away from DirecTV. So
Yeah. Rich, what's crazy about that is too, like I'm obviously a big baseball. I mean, I'm more upset about the Cubs losing 3 in a row right now. They're in the heat of a playoff race, and it's like, dude, I stream baseball, and just to put it in perspective, and the same with basketball, I stream pretty much everything. I do the Bally app with the Pelicans. And, dude, I mean, it's like barely over $100 to do the Pelicans or the Cubs. So it goes to show you the money that's involved with football. I mean, with the Sunday ticket thing, I mean, it's insanity.
Yeah, it's
for
good.
16 games, dude, for 16 games. They even got the commercials joking about how short the season is now, and I mean, they make that kind of money off of the package, for the league.
Go ahead, H.
So it's pretty wild.
No, I'm pumped. I'm ready. I'll be having the laptop going with the Texans, and then I'll be with the families. My mother-in-law, we always do a big throwdown for the first game, and we'll have the Saints going. So I'm kind of interested in watching the Saints. I'm taking the Saints money line, by the way.
You are? It's funny. It's funny. We're going to talk about it on the Tuesday show, but the link you sent me this morning with Keyshawn picking the Saints actually to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And Richie, okay, Chris. Go ahead.
Division, I would say yes, hands down. Super Bowl's tough, yeah.
Listen. We are Wilson. You not as much as us. We are definitely diehards, and I'll agree with you on that one. That's a little bit of.
My problem is this. My problem is Skip Bayless. I believe that was. I don't even really watch. I don't watch jokers like Skip Bayless because it's him and Stephen A. Smith, Kyle Hurd. It's trash. It's shock jock. These guys have no substance. They're there just to piss you off, to keep you watching, or listening.
But Dave, you know what? The funny just to talk about that real quick before you get off it and get to your topic, get to your point. Yeah. People want to bash Skip. I get it. Trust me. I think it's all personalities for ratings. It's catch bait. All that stuff. But think about it. People don't really realize Skip was really the one that started all this stuff, man.
No, he is.
Seriously.
Well, I mean, I give him credit for having that, for having that personality. He is an original. Like you said, I mean, Stephen A., Kyle Hurd, they basically spawned off of him.
Yeah, and
so,
what? Bobby Hebert said he sat down with Skip about several years ago for about an hour, and he said he came away like, wow, the knowledge of this man has of the NFL is insane.
Look, I think I'll say this. I think he's well versed in it. I mean, I think he's got some knowledge, but I think sometimes
it's a lot. Yeah, go ahead, Dave.
His stupidity gets in the way, and he wants to kind of push buttons. I mean, to say, hey, and I don't know if y'all noticed in that clip. That's the one thing that upset me.
I think a lot of it's scripted.
Well, I mean, to say, hey, they're still playing football down there in New Orleans. I mean, I get it. They haven't been relevant the last 2 years, but it's still a joke because, I mean, the Saints were on a tirade in the Peyton era. I mean, I know it was one Super Bowl, but one of the winningest teams. They know this fan base is jacked. It's one of the best fan bases. The tickets are hard to come by. Don't talk about us like.
Listen, you know what?
You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you 100% on that, David. Let me tell you what.
Don't say, hey,
I wear my team. Listen, y'all can say, listen. People can say about college, about me, NBA, but let me tell you what, Dave, you've been knowing me a very long time. You tailgate. I threw some of the biggest tailgate parties there was. Yeah. I bleed black and gold. Don't get it twisted at all.
I told Chris about some of the tailgates. He's like, how y'all knew Richie? I said, really? I said, dude, I show up, and this guy's got like a cape on, and everybody's hammered. There's like hundreds of people around. I'm like, dude. Like, it's like the craziest tailgate, you'll see for a Saints game, man.
Yes, well, I miss them days, man. I miss them days. I do.
We used to joke around. We say, well, hey, they had him and a guy, Easy. And I said, I knew Easy, a little before I knew Richie. And I was like, these guys, we would kind of place bets almost if they were going to make it to the game because these dudes would get such a start. And, I mean, like, they were hammered by 10, 30, 11 o'clock, dude.
That was a lot of funneling and a lot of shotgunning beers. Big time. Oh, man. I haven't had a drink in 14 years, dude. That would take me weeks to recover.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I tell you what, I'm with you on board. Listen, I'm gonna tell you what. You know me, I don't use profanity that much. I try not to, to use that language. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I want to say it on record right now. The national media can kiss my who that ass.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And look, and it's not so much that it's just I don't like comments like what Bayless said. I don't like that whole they're still playing football. Look, you could say we're going to be a 10-win team, an 8-win team. I don't really care. But to sit there and act like we've been one of these franchises that have no fan support, haven't been relevant for 15 years, that's a joke to me.
Yeah, I mean,
go look in your home city of New York with the Jets. I mean, they haven't been relevant before this Aaron Rodgers thing. I mean, like, don't say they're still playing football in New Orleans because we're one of the best atmospheres you're going to find in week one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we opened it up against Tennessee, man, because I tell you what, when we go there, they treat us very well. I've been there several times to several games, and I hope our fans here do the same because it's a good look. It's a good little fan base for both of us. Same thing with Houston. I'm looking forward to going to Houston in October. Same thing. They treat us nothing but respect, dude, and we should do the same. Because I would believe it or not. I don't know why more New Orleans fans don't root for Houston. Because that's a team that stood up for us when we went through a bad time with Katrina and everything. That city stood up for the Saints like no other. So I don't know why we don't all root for the Houston more.
Yeah, I don't have no hate to. I mean, look, Chris knows this. I mean, we talk Texans. I don't have any hate towards. But I told him on draft night. I think that was the best thing. I mean, we talked about in the show. I think the way they handled the draft and getting D'Amico Ryans. I mean. It's kind of exciting, for Houston right now, man.
Yep.
Y'all, I'm going to go let my dog in. Y'all go to something for like 10 seconds. My dog's going 8 years.
Go ahead, brother.
No, man, I'm pumped for Houston. I think Houston and Baltimore, especially now with Mark Andrews out, not only Andrews, but Marlon Humphrey's out as well. I think Houston, I'm not going to say they're going to win because I'm definitely afraid of Lamar Jackson, but I think Baltimore is a little bit more on a level playing field with Houston.
What's up, Jen?
So I still think Baltimore wins, but it may be bigger than what people think.
I tell you what, I tell you what, after we do our initial picks right now, I think it's good for us to just go ahead and do our Super Bowl picks too right after, and that's fine with me. I mean, it's fine, dude. I mean, I think it's pretty much,
It's a hard, man. It's hard.
The AFC is wide open, man. I tell you.
Yeah, you can go with 3 or 4 options over there. You know.
So
my AFC pick. It's the NFC pick that's really giving me troubles.
So look, let's dive into it, and we'll go over. We can do a pick after we kind of talk about the game, because of course, listen, y'all, this is a quick show. We're doing this on Sunday mornings. It'll be more of a longer show when we have home games, but this is a little abbreviated show with things to come. So make sure y'all tune in, share it, and like it on Sundays. So listen, let's dive into it. First game we're gonna go into is San Francisco at the Steelers.
Ooh, man, nice game, man. Nice game. That game, wait, it's in Pittsburgh, Rich? Or
yes, sir, it's Pittsburgh. Yes.
Okay. That's a big factor, man. I mean, that's a huge factor. I want to see Brock Purdy, man. I want to see Kenny Pickett, man. 2 second-year quarterbacks going at it. That's a tough game. I'm going to go San Francisco. I just think they're a little ahead of the curve.
Yeah,
I think they're a contender in the NFC. I think they win a close game.
What about you, H?
I'm the same way. I think
Me too. Well, we all know y'all going with the Niners?
I'm going Niners.
Okay.
I'm a
little biased because Dave knows Pittsburgh is my second favorite team in the NFL. So, but I still think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to come down to, like what he just said, the quarterback position. Who makes the least amount of mistakes, turnovers. Right. But I got only because it's in Pittsburgh. I got the Steelers winning a close one, probably by 1. That's it.
Right. No, that's good. Hey, look, that's a big home field advantage out there that they have in at Heinz Field. So I mean that's
Next up is the tanking Arizona Cardinals against the Commanders.
I think that's your blowout of the day right there.
Well, I think we all can agree on Washington.
Yeah, I think that's going to be an ugly game. I mean, just because of the quarterback situation with Arizona, I think Sam Howell is going to be known around the league. Everybody's going to be looking and see if this guy's available on their fantasy leagues, because that dude's going to go off today. I think their defensive line, even without Chase Young, is going to just go nasty.
I picked him up because he was only $50 in my Salary Cat league.
Yeah, dude, he's a runner, man.
Where is Patrick Mahomes is $2,000? That's a big difference.
Well, and look, in value, man. I mean, I'm serious. In fantasy value in cap leagues, Richie, I mean, this guy, well, I could see Sam Howell easy money. 225 to 250 yards today, 3 touchdowns. He might run for 50 or 70 yards. I mean, he's a runner, dude. He's tough to bring down in open field.
So we all agree. Go ahead, H. So we all agree.
I think the Cardinals are a complete mess.
Guys, so we all agree. We all agree, Commanders. All right. Yeah. Next up, we got Green Bay at Chicago.
Ooh, man, that's a fun one, man. Rivalry game there.
Bears.
Yeah, I like the Bears in this one, man. Christian Watson's out. Their top receiver from last year. Romeo Doubs, the second best receiver, has got a little bit of a hamstring issue as well. I think the Bears, man, are just hyped right now. I mean, I think they come out swinging. And I think they win this game.
I'm gonna go with Green Bay. Even though Aaron Rodgers left, I still think Green Bay's a well put together team. I think the second game they play against Green Bay, I think Chicago will get that one, because Chicago have more, be more seasoned, and the guys will get together.
Green Bay definitely has a better defense out of these two teams. I think just Fields makes a couple plays in this game, and I think Jordan Love just doesn't have all his weapons available. And I think that hurts him, in week 1. But look, I see what you're saying, Richie. Green Bay is definitely on paper the better all-around team.
Yeah. Next up, we got the Raiders at the Denver Broncos.
Do I have to pick a team?
I'm actually gonna go with Denver with Sean Payton getting his first win.
I am too. Because
H-Town, you made a great point, and you did also, Dave. One thing Denver does have is a good defense. They do.
Yeah.
I got to go.
Yeah. I mean, I think Russell Wilson, I don't think it's going to come back in week 1. He's not going to put up monster numbers, but I think you see a better version of Russell Wilson than what you saw last year. I don't know about their running game. It's very suspect with Javonte Williams with the injury and stuff. Samaje Perine, I'm not a big believer, but I think they get enough on offense with Peyton, and their defense is going to get them through this game.
All right, next up, we got a fantasy burner. Dolphins at Chargers.
Woo, man.
That's a lot of fantasy.
That's the over in that one, right?
Yeah, H will give us the over. What's the over, H,
The over is, they've got LA Chargers -3. Don't have the over.
I tell you, I wonder if they're reconsidering that over-under as we speak, because that one seems like a lot of points.
I can believe it. Oh, I tell you, that's probably why they don't want to give it to you, because it's a guaranteed over.
51.
It seems that way.
What is it?
51.
51.
Ooh, I'm taking that.
I'm taking the over. That's for sure.
I'm taking the Dolphins.
I want to see the Dolphins' run game. That's going to be a real question for me. Is Raheem Mostert going to stay healthy? Is he going to put it together? Passing wise, defense, everything's there for Miami. But look, man, I don't know. That's a close game. This is like such a toss up for me with these, man. I don't know. I almost have to go. I'm gonna go Chargers, man, by field goal. I think it's a close, just last team with the ball kind of thing.
I'm gonna go with H. I'm gonna go with Miami in a close one myself. So next up, we got Philadelphia at New England.
Oh, I think this is gonna be a rough day.
This one up.
Yeah,
that's the Eagles.
I'm gonna go with the Eagles myself.
I'm a big Ramondre Stevenson fan, but he's about the only thing that Patriots offense has going right now.
He's on the injury report right now.
Well, he had a stomach bug, they're saying Friday. I think he's going to be good to go unless something happened in the last 24 hours. I mean,
listen, before I forget, I want to just take this. It came in late last night. I'm sure y'all seen it. Mark Andrews will be inactive today.
Yeah. That's a big loss, man. Huge loss.
It's a huge loss. So we all agree we're going to take Philadelphia?
Yeah, I think that's probably a blow. I don't know if I say full-blown blowout, but it's at least a 10-point win for Philly.
All right. Next up, we got the Rams at Seattle.
Seahawks.
Man, Seattle. Yeah, Cooper Kupp missing. I don't think they have a chance without him. I think he gave them a fighting chance in that game, but other than that, the Rams just don't have the firepower.
Yeah. I mean, the running back situation is still a little unstable.
Yeah.
No. I'm sorry. Even in Seattle, they don't know what they want to do. I mean, I know it's Walker, but then they got the rookie. They got.
I like their talent though at running back. I think one of those you can't lose when you have guys like that in the backfield. So it's like you said, it's a good problem to have.
You know what's crazy? Let me just, and I'm not saying this because he's a former USC Trojan coach. I'm not saying this, but people need to commend Pete Carroll because he tore a team down and now he's built a team right back up again.
Well, he's a good coach. I think a lot of us didn't like him, just for whatever reason. I mean, people didn't like. I mean, but respect for what he did, for a long time, in both college and NFL. Man, not many guys could say that.
Yeah. So, we're all going to go with Seattle, I think, right there. Next up is a good one: Cowboys at the Giants.
Cowboys.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys are well put together. I'm looking forward in this game to do something. I really want to see Brandon Cooks. They were talking about him and Dak's, chemistry. I think CeeDee Lamb needed Brandon Cooks to go to that next level. I think Micah Parsons might be the best defensive player in football. The Giants, I don't know, man. Barkley's fun to watch. Can Daniel Jones build off of last year? He's got a lot of pressure with that big contract. But I think Dallas is the better team, top to bottom. I think they win this one. Close game.
Yeah,
close game.
I think I'm going with Dallas also. I'm going with Dallas. Next up, we got the Monday night affair, baby. Buffalo at the Jets.
Oh man.
Bills.
This should be Buffalo, but I like the Jets. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like what the Jets are doing. I really think they got a good team, but I think Buffalo, if you're gonna really consider yourself a contender, you can't lose this game.
What scares me about this game is Josh Allen does tend to struggle against the Jets, and I don't know why.
Yeah. And didn't Tom Brady have that same issue for a while, even when the Jets were less than relevant? It's a weird thing. Sometimes those division rivals that see you more often. Maybe there's something there. As long as they and I agree with Dave on this. As long as they can protect Josh Allen from running the ball so much and the turnovers, I think the Bills will be in it at the end and win the game. Yeah, I agree, Richie. I think the play calling, I want to see something from the things I want to see from Buffalo is on offense. I want to see them not get Josh Allen punished as much. I want to see Gabe Davis step up and have the year like he was supposed to have last year after that great playoff performance. I think Gabe Davis has to step up. One of those running backs, whether it's James Cook or Damian Harris, somebody has to give them some life in the running game where they're not using Josh Allen as much.
All right, so listen, let's dive into it. You can come back, rethink it, but I just want to get a slight kind of where y'all at Super Bowl pick wise.
Ooh, man.
You want to start that? Bengals on the AFC side.
Huh?
I have the Bengals on the AFC. I think they finally get there this year.
I would agree with you.
I just don't know about the NFC. That's the hard one. I want to say Eagles, but I just have this feeling there's going to be another team.
I think, honestly, and I hate to say it, I have in the NFC, I actually have a rematch with the Saints and 49ers. Only because this thing. I think the Saints. I think NFC Championship game. Okay. Only reason I say that is because I think the Saints' schedule is so weak. They only really play one good quarterback on their schedule. I think the Saints are going to run away with the NFC because of their weak schedule and get home field advantage.
Richie, that's an interesting point, dude. The schedule is very soft, dude. This is, I mean, I remember looking at it when it came out. I'm like, dude, look at this schedule. And on that little video we sent, I mean, dude, you got a lot of rookie quarterbacks. You got a very soft division when it comes to quarterback play. I mean, dude, it's there. I mean, if Dennis Allen doesn't get it done this year, if you don't make the playoffs, he's gone. So, I mean, the path is a lot easier for the Saints than it's been in years past.
So who you got coming out the NFC?
Dude, I'm going to say I'm going to go seriously. Look, I don't want to go all right, I want to go Homer, but I don't want to do that. Okay, if there's any team besides the Saints, I think it's San Francisco. I think it's hard for Philadelphia to come back and do what they did. It's hard to lose the Super Bowl and come back the next year. I don't think Detroit's quite ready yet.
I think
they look good. They're going to be in the playoffs, but Detroit's not a contender.
Yeah, it's like H said. It's like what H said. I think it's hard for us to pick against the 49ers. To me, and I'm not being. I'm not. Look, I hate them. I don't even like the 49ers. But to me, I think 49ers are the and this is going on with Brock Purdy. If he can repeat what he did last year and stay healthy, I think the 49ers are the best team in the NFL. That's just my opinion.
Their roster outside of quarterback, and I'm not saying no offense to Purdy, I think he's good, but I think the roster, top to bottom, is one of the top three for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, and things can change, but it all depends on Brock Purdy. I think we all agree with that.
Yeah.
Because they stout, man. They are stout. God.
They are. I mean, in the AFC, man, I want to, like, I'm right there with Chris. I got a weird feeling it's not Kansas City's year. And I'm not saying that based on Thursday night. Kansas City's still going to win 12 or 13 games. I don't care what anybody says. As long as Kelsey's not missing the whole season.
Dave, you know I'm a big Patrick Mahomes fan.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you a shocking statement right now, and I truly believe this. I think the Kansas City Chiefs missed the playoffs.
No.
Now, look, here's my thing. In this game Thursday,
I don't like the way things look. I'm sorry, I don't. And as good as Patrick Mahomes is.
Let's be real. If Kadarius Toney doesn't drop the pick six, they win that game. And if he catches that pass, put them in field goal range.
But I think even missing Kelsey, I get it. But I think it's catching up with the Chiefs. What they going with these rookies, these young guys. Go ahead, H. Go ahead.
No. I agree with what you're saying. I was telling Dave this the other day. Is Patrick Mahomes can mask a lot of inefficiencies with these wide receivers, but a bunch of these wide receivers are no more than third-string slot wide receivers.
Right.
Any NFL team.
And they let the line go, and they let Orlando Brown go. That was a big loss.
Well, no. The line looked. It was a joke because they were getting away with false start after false start. I mean,
dude, that was weird, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was weird. Their line's a little bit of a problem, but Chris, like what Chris alluded to, the receivers, it was almost like, hey, Mahomes is that great, so he'll just make dog shit work at receiver, and that's the problem. Because, the defense didn't look bad. Their defense without Chris Jones looked really good. I like those guys like McDuffie, Bolton. They got talent on defense. Let's be real. This isn't a bad defense. It's not a great defense, but it's not a bad one. And, I mean, dude, Mahomes can make stuff work. He can. But, I mean, you need Kelsey back. Kadarius Toney has to learn how to catch the football again.
I think I told y'all this on our show earlier about two or three shows ago when we were talking about the rookies in fantasy. I think in the end, the main target for Patrick Mahomes by the end of the season is going to be Rashee Rice. That's just my opinion.
He's got the best size at 6'2", 205, and he looked the best that game for sure. But no, I think they make the playoffs. So I think it's between Cincinnati and Buffalo for the Super Bowl, and I'm going to go a little bit different. I think Cincinnati has a great year, but I think Buffalo is the year for them to get over the top. I think they've been so close. They had some injuries late last year on defense that really hurt them. I think they figure out how to use Josh Allen a little bit better in big games. So I think it's Buffalo and the AFC.
Who you got winning it?
Man, I don't think it's fair that we could pick the Saints. It's kind of weird. I want somebody else to pick the Saints. If it comes down to Buffalo and the 49ers, I think Buffalo wins their first Super Bowl.
I'm not picking the Saints.
No, I don't either. It feels just like bad mojo. You know what I'm saying? But if I had to pick, I'm going to exclude the Saints. I'm going to say Buffalo and the 49ers with Buffalo winning.
I got a rematch. I got a rematch of a Super Bowl: San Francisco and Cincinnati.
There you go. Old Boomer Esiason versus Joe Montana, huh?
And Cincinnati finally gets the win and gets over that hump.
I like the fact that Burrow's coming in here $500 million richer.
If there's one guy that can care less, about the defense, it's definitely Joe Burrow.
I'm surprised Richie's not jamming Cool in the Gang somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised Richie's not having a celebration of sorts for this podcast, man, with that.
But I think Burrow.
What you mean? What you mean?
Hey, that was like the topic of conversation. I got to give it to you, Richie. You were persistent on that, and it got done, man. I mean, I think somebody was listening to the podcast or something, dude.
I mean, it's true. It was. I thought he was listen. I don't look as much as y'all. Everybody thinks I'm biased on things. I'm gonna call it like I see it. Just like I'm not picking the Saints to win the Super Bowl. I'm gonna call it like I see it. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Joe Burrow is hands down the second best quarterback in the NFL. I'm sorry, it is.
No, absolutely. And to me, and look, dude, and I'm a guy, and you're a USC fan. I don't really have a college team, so I mean, I don't care what happens about LSU. I'm not hating LSU, but I mean, I don't really care. And my thing is this: I mean, I don't care about his ties to LSU. He could have went to Alabama, Auburn. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
he's a great quarterback, and he does.
I mean, it's just like people want to be biased about for whatever reason. It's just like we all talked about in our private chat. If people don't think Caleb Williams is the best quarterback in college football, they're crazy. I'm sorry, they do.
Oh no, he is. But hey, look, y'all. I want to talk about this game though, man. With the Saints, I think okay. So does anybody have an injury report in this game? Because what I was reading late last night is Kendre Miller.
What's up, Lewis? Who that?
So,
what you said?
Does anybody have the injury report for the Saints-Titans game? Because what I was reading late last night, I mean, we've been hearing that he's been questionable, but I heard that Kendre Miller is out. That's the latest report.
He's out. Yes, he is out.
So he's out. So here's my thing I want to bring up about this game as much as anything. I'm going to say you can't throw the ball 60 times in week one. That's not a recipe for success for anybody, I don't think. So what's going to happen? The Saints backfield right now, you have Jamal Williams, you have Kirk Merritt as the listed running backs. Is there somebody else I'm forgetting that's available at running back?
I think Taysom Miller's going to play running back.
I was about to say that's what me and Chris talked about last night, and I think maybe me and you, Richie, as well, might have discussed it. How do you not put Taysom Hill in as a running back in this game?
You're right. I agree with you, David. You hit the nail on the head.
I think he's going to run Wildcat, but I think almost just setting up as a halfback, go behind Paul. I think it has to happen.
I agree. And
that's going to be one of the real interesting things to watch in this game.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be good. So listen, let's dive into it. This last game so we can get out of here. Of course, we got to pick this Saints game real quick. What you got, Dave?
I don't know, man. Look, you got to rattle Tannehill early. Let's be real. You got to stop Derrick Henry. I mean, Henry's the whole X factor. Ryan Tannehill's not going to go throw for 300 yards and beat you. Stop Derrick Henry. Just don't miss tackles. I mean, he's not going to elude you. He's going to run right at you. We got great tackles. We got Demario Davis. We got Pete Warner. I like our run defense. Keep an eye, like I said, on the secondary guys like Tajay Spears, Chiggy Okonkwo. I'm not worried about DeAndre Hopkins as much. Or Treylon Burks if he's playing. I'm not worried about those guys as much against our corners. But on offense, Derek Carr just has to be real simple. Look like he had the rhythm that he had in that first preseason game. Play with that kind of rhythm. They got to get something out of the running game where we're not one-dimensional. But I want to see a lot of – I think Michael Thomas goes off, has a really big game. It's like a comeback party for him of sorts. Juwan Johnson gets a touchdown. I think Taysom plays a little bigger than what maybe people expect in week one. But I think the Saints win this game, man. I think this is a game we should win.
What you got, H?
I agree. I think Saints win 24-17. I think Juwan Johnson is going to kind of mirror a little bit of what Darren Waller did with Carr back at the Raiders. I think Juwan Johnson is going to be huge. I think the defense is going to have to blitz the hell out of Tannehill.
Yeah.
I'm not a Tannehill guy. Tannehill is very mediocre. But like Dave said, you're going to have to blitz. You're going to have to stop the run. Henry's your real own threat, but I mean, Henry's also going down. I mean, he's with 29, 30.
Yeah. Lots of mileage. Yeah.
Well, guys, look, I like that pick, Chris. I like it.
I'm saying 24-17.
All right, y'all. Listen, I've been waiting. The man himself is back for our team. He's rocking and rolling. I think the Saints win huge. Whoa. And I mean huge. I got the Saints winning 36-13.
Ooh, I like it, Rich. I like it.
36-13, because that defense is going to be on fire.
Rich, I didn't give a score, man. I didn't give a score. I'm going to go real quick. I like your 30s. I'm going 30s as well. I think it's 34-17.
Woo! Well, listen, guys, we gotta get out of here. Let Fatty sign us off. Thank y'all for joining us. We'll be here every Sunday morning to give you picks, give you analogy. We'll even talk a little betting because my boy H-Town will give you the winners. Don't worry about that. Like Mr. Voice himself, H-Town, peace out. Who that? Good luck to you, Houston Texans, H.
Thank you. Good luck to you all.
All right, buddy. Thank you, man.
Yes, rock and roll,
sign us off, Fatty.